In this math video, we're going to be learning about Bidmas. Now, Bidmas has a lot of different names, which is why I have got this table up here to show you all the different meanings and the reasons why it has so many different names. So, Bidmas can be called Bodmas or Pidmas or Bedmas. It can be called lots of different things, and these are the reasons. So, the B stands for brackets, but another name for a bracket or a particular type of bracket that's used in Bidmas is called parentheses, and so that's why it sometimes starts with a P. The next letter in Bidmas starts with is an I, or it could be an O or an E. So it could be index. It could represent index number, indices, or the power of. So the O there is the one that is represented in Bodmas, and then exponents, so for Bedmas. And then you've got D, which is division, M, multiplication, A for addition, and then S for subtraction. So all of these really represent the order of operations. So Bidmas is also known as the order of operations, or the order in which we would solve a problem if we had all of these operations within a problem, or even some of these operations within a problem, the same problem. Okay, so the reason why I've put this one over here is because although it reads that we should do the brackets first and then the indices next, and then we should do division, multiplication, addition, and then subtraction. Multiplication and division actually are interchangeable depending on which one comes first over to the left. So if you had a multiplication sum over to the left before division, you would do that before before multiplication, sorry. So it's really brackets first, then index number, then division or multiplication, depending on which one comes first, and then addition or subtraction, depending on which one comes first, so from left to right. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you could answer some of these questions here, and I'm just going to write out my thinking underneath it as well. Okay, so our first question here says 6 times 7, and then we've got a bracketed equation here of 7 take away 4. So we know from our order of operations or our Bidmas acronym that we have to do our brackets first. So 6 times, we can write that again. And then 7 take away 4 is 3. So 6 times 3 is 18. So we just went 7 take away 4. We're left, we can get rid of the brackets because we don't need them anymore. The brackets just are simply there really quite often to just help us to to kind of like see which part of the sum we need to do first. So that's that one. All right, so now we're going to look at this one here. So 5 plus 7, take away 3 times 5 divided by 5. Okay, so the first, we've got no brackets in this one, and we've got no index number in this one. Okay, so now we've got a division. Here, but remember what I said about doing always from left to right first. So we're going to go with our multiplication first, even though division comes before multiplication. So I'm putting my brackets in there to make it easier for me to see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to rewrite the sum underneath. So I've got 5 plus 7 take away, well, 3 times 5 is 15. And then I've got my divided by 5 here. Okay, so now my sum is looking a little bit smaller and a little bit easier to manage. So now I know, okay, I have to do my division section now. So it is 15, how many 5s? Well, I know that there's 3 in there. So I'm going to rewrite all of my sum copy and paste it so I can clearly see what I'm doing and what has changed. And all teachers will love you if you do this. It's a really good way to show your thinking. Okay, so now we've just got a smaller sum which is looking a lot more manageable than it was previously. So we've got 5 plus 7, which is 12. Oh, we can do addition before subtraction, yes. So now we've got a 12 here. Take away 3, which is 9. So that is the end of our equation. So the answer to that one is 9. And I'll just make a colourful colour so you can really see what I'm talking about there. Okay, so let's have a look at this next question here. So great, we've got an indices or an index number or a power of or an exponent here, so many different names for the same thing. But we still need to remember that we have to do our bracketed section first. So in this one, I'm going to just rewrite the whole sum like this. And then 7 take away 3 is 4. Doesn't matter if you leave the brackets in, you can. It doesn't change the sum at all. I could say like 2 in brackets plus 1 in brackets, and my answer would still be 3. It's just to kind of show that that's a number on its own, and it really helps us to identify the different parts of the sum of the equation. Okay, so now we've got this next section. So we go we've got to do our indices next. So 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, and then 4 times 2 is 8. So I've got 8 times 4, and that's my final equation here. So 8 times 4, 8, 16, 24, 32. 32 is my answer to that question there, that equation that looked initially really, really tricky. Okay, so now we've got this part of our equation. Now this one is actually going to be a really long one, but I thought it would be really important to show you all of the different steps in the way that it's important to set it out. Okay, so first we've got our bracketed section. So we've got to do our brackets first. So we've got 2 plus 12. 2 plus 12 is, tab. Yep, 2 plus 12 is 14. Okay, so now I've got 14. Now I'm going to keep my brackets here because I actually have a little index number there. So it's 14 to the power of 2, or 14 squared. Okay, so what that actually means is 14 times 14. So I'm going to be a bit cheeky here and use the calculator. So 14 times 14 equals 196. So we're going to rewrite that there. 196. And then you rewrite the rest of your equation. So it's very clear what part of the equation that you're up to. Okay. So now we've done our indices, we've done our brackets, our indices, and now we're looking for any kind of division or multiplication. So we've got no division in this part, but we do have a multiplication here. So we'll solve that one. 3 times 5, which is 15. And there are no indices on it, so I can get rid of the brackets as well. 15. Alrighty, so now to just cheat, I guess, again. 196 plus 6, I can do my addition and subtraction from left to right because it goes in that order there. So I'm going to go 196 plus 6, 202. And then, oops, 202, and then we're going to take away 15 from that. take away 15. Final answer is 187. Okay, so that's the way that it's really important that you set it out in like these little steps right underneath each other. Makes it really clear for us as teachers to see if you have made a mistake along the way and where you may have made that mistake along the way. Also really easy for you to cross-check your work if you're looking at it like that too. Good luck. Remember to show your working out.